Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a breakdown of Saratoga tomorrow, 7:26 on a Wednesday, and I have races 2 through 10 done, with the exception of 3. And when we get to that, you'll see 3 was one of those 2-year-old maiden special weights with a lot of first-time starters, and I was mainly focusing on doing the thorough cap and ratings, the TC ratings, and you can't get anything out of those type of races using this particular method. You can get qualitative things out of there, such as the trainer and workout patterns and everything. But so I have races 2 through 10, skipping the race 3. Race 1 was the jumpers, 2 in the mile, 2 in the 16th. I don't play them. So we get right to race 2 here. And what I'm going to do is right on the grid here. That's why I left the grid blank here. I'm just going to show you the top 4. That's all, based on when everything comes out. And we're also going to identify the highest point getters in the categories over here as well. So that way we know who the target horse is, who the ability horse is. So we're not getting completely away from the matrix system and relying solely on these numbers here, because as you've seen from the past few videos, the top TC horse doesn't always win the race, which is fine, because if I see the top TC horse and he's the favorite, I'm going to try to beat him anyway, so that works out well. But right here, those of you that have thorough capping, the new grids are in the downloadable section. So if you go onto your tutorial and go onto your slide that says download grids and you re-download it again and make your own copy, you'll have access to a tab on the bottom that says complete TC rating grids, and you have the quantitative side and you have your qualitative side. And I have it set up to where if you don't want to do anything qualitatively, you just want to focus on learning the factors of the matrix system, then you'll get your ratings right here. And then when you put your point, if you're using qualitative, when you put your points in, what they do is they add to the rating and it comes out over here. But in race 1, we have the 4, the 3, the 1, and the 5 are the top 4 ratings. When we look over here, target horse is indeed the 4. The ability horse is a 4 as well. The best final fraction, coming off the last race, we have 2 horses that are tied there with an 89, and that's as deep as I'm going to go there. The target buyer, I'll use the ratings here. We have the 92.5. reflecting the 185, and we'll go too deep here. We have a 91.5 here with the 4, and then finally the speed cube, we have a 96.25 on the 3. We have a 94.25 here, and we'll identify the 94 as well. So over on this side, showing up 3-4. 3-4 are top point getters, followed by the 5 and the 1. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going any further. If you guys want to write these down, keep track of them tomorrow, see how well they do, play them, whatever. I don't know what I'm going to be playing, what I'm going to be passing. I just wanted to give an opportunity to take another card and use these particular methods with that card. Next race is only a 4-horse race. That's a 5.5 furlong. Oh, no, wait. I skipped the 3rd. 6 furlong race with 4 horses. Big numbers, 90s. It looks like it's all about the 1 and the 2 here. 3 shows up. I mean, I'm not going to go any deeper than that. Over here, but the 3 horse does have 3 qualitative notes. He is coming off a turn move, dropping in class, and they all have a trainer note. The target, however, is the 1 horse, Echo Zulu. The 4 horse is the ability horse. So we are mixed somewhat over here. But when we have a jumbled mess like this, it's nice to have these ratings now, if they stay consistent. 97.5, and then 102.25. Okay, so right now, I mean, the grid is showing the 4 a little bit here as well, so we'll see what happens. 4 horse race could be anybody's race. You got IRAT on the 4, but at the same time, we have a couple tough horses here. Just looking at them by the eye, Frank's Rocket and Echo Zulu. But not going to spend any more time there. Saratoga 5. The 5th race, a couple of these races were just like, had me banging my head against the wall. Really because there were a lot of intangibles, like this race here. We had a mile 16th. Wow, here this horse showing sprints. I had to do a lot of adjustments to my target ratings, and the more I had to adjust, the more you have to adjust, the more chance you are of, you know, taking yourself further and further away from success. So this might be, I'm not sure if this is a race that I'm gonna put much on. We have a horse coming out of the shipper. Can't get nothing out of this time wise other than final time and final placement. The 10 horse again, sprinter. But let's take a look at the chart. Chart points me to the 1 horse, the 9 horse, the 2 horse, and the 10 horse. Now, if you look at the 10, however, the 10 was helped out a lot by the qualitative factors, the turn move, I even took a point off for moving up in class. If you notice, that's a -1 and not a +1. So that was a move up in class for that 10 horse coming out of a maiden claiming for 40,000. And I'm not giving minus points for small moves in class. I'm looking at where these other horses have run. 50,000. We got a number of drop downs in this race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drop downs running against a horse that's coming out of a maiden claiming. So I had to take a point off for that at least, because he was showing up as a turn move. Next out winner, trainer note. So that gave him an extra 2 points here. But it looks like me like he still would have figured on this side of the grid, despite the qualitative factors. But let's take a look at these 1, 2, 9, and 10. We have the 1, 7 to 2. Here's a 12 to 1 horse, Castellano for Englehart. We go down to the 9, 3 to 1 Rosario, and there's that 10, 8 to 1 Morning Line, Dylan Davis. Okay, race 6. Race 6 is a 1.125 miles. This is another doozy here. I had to do a lot of manipulations from going from dirt to turf, sprint to route, almost marathon distance. And this is what I talked about before in other videos. Intangibles. And these are one of the intangibles I talk about. I mean, we can grab some route numbers off of here, but at the same time, they're only a mile. We have mile 70 coming from Finger Lakes. I tossed that horse. Not because of that, but I started doing his numbers in my head, and they really didn't compare well. So we'll see how this goes. But let's take a look. Here's another one. 5 to 2 Morning Line coming off a sprint. And when that happens, I have to do manipulations to the numbers. I'm not going to get into what those manipulations are. If anybody's interested, join the Discord. That's one of the things I will talk about in the Discord. The link to the Discord is on the bottom in my description of all my videos. Just click, you'll get an invite. if you have intricate questions like that, rather than me email or answer them in the comment section of the videos, I'll do them in the Discord. All right, let's take a look at race 6. We had the 1 horse, and after I was able to toss 3 of them, we only came down to 4 horses here anyway. So we'll see how this goes. A couple qualitative factors here helped. Actually, this is a -1, so the 1 is dropping in class. I was going to say, why is this both 81.8? This is a -1. So the only horse that really got helped at all with the qualitative factor is the 2 coming off the turn move. So we have the 1, 2, 5, and the 7 as our. So we have 2 to 1, 8 to 1 morning line, 7 to 2, 5 to 2. So kind of chalky there. Okay, let's look at the 7th, 5.5 on the turf. This race here produced some large numbers. I mean, target ratings, and the reason why these target ratings are so large is because I'm pulling them off of 5 furlong times, some of them. And for those that understand the lingo, the standard for a 5 furlong is a 56. I use a 56. I very well could have used a 54. And this would have been 5, 7 seconds. That would have been a 93. But I stuck with the 56, and I went backwards. And what I did was I took points off because I was comparing them to a 5.5 furlong race. So if something came out to 100, I gave it a 97 if it was a 5 furlong. If it was a 5.5, I used 102 as my standard. I kept it as is. So as you can see from this race, this was a 55 and 2. This is actually a 103 if you're using 56 as a standard, and then -1, which is a 102. I took 3 extra points off of that and made it a 99. Because really, when you're comparing 5 furlongs with horses that are coming up, that you're doing a 6 furlong time, you have to make some sort of adjustments, or else that horse here is going to look so much better than that horse here in the numbers. Okay, back to the board. We have 3 horses showing up in the 102s. The 2, the 6, the 8, and then we have a 100.1. And as you can see, they were all helped and aided by the qualitative factors. If we were to compare this over here, let's see who would be dropped out. If we were only using the matrix system factors, we'd have a 99.5, a 99.3, a 99.4, and a 99. Let's see, are they the same horses? No. The 3s was in there, no longer in there. So 3 of the 4 would have remained, and 1 of them would have got dumped. But here's the thing now. When I look over here, who's my target horse? 3 horse, okay? So I got to be very careful and very mindful of a factor that I really, really put a lot of value in, that I don't get beat by that horse because I go and I tossed it because of the qualitative factors boosting the other horses up. So if I am playing that race, I'm going to watch that horse right now. I think is, if I remember correctly, that horse right now is 12 to 1 morning line. Okay. Now he's coming from Laurel. He's taken the biggest step up in class out of every one of them. We got a couple horses coming out of grade 1, non-graded stakes, grade 1. So I mean, this horse could be outclassed, but at the same time, I've seen horses like this win before, and I've looked back and I said, "Damn, that was my target horse," and I didn't have it because I let other factors such as these, the class and everything, overshadow my judgment. So I may even want to, so I don't forget about this, make that horse blue as well because of the target factor. Now I'm not going to go paint everything over here. But at the same time, I mean, if you want to take screenshots, you can go for it and do it yourself. But at the same time, I'm focusing on seeing how well these TC ratings do. Okay, race number 8. Race 8, I was able to eliminate 2. Race 8 is a mile and 1/8, another long race. Another crazy race, 6 furlongs. Like I said, some of these races had me stopping, taking breaks, and kind of banging my head against the wall. Not literally, but I wanted to. Four, 2, 5, and 1. Okay, not much help here. I mean, pretty much the same. 4, 2, 5, 1, 1, 2, 4, 5. Look at the odds, morning line. 5 was 5 to 2, 8 to 1 on the 4. This guy hasn't had a win yet at Saratoga. He's an apprentice. 5 to 1, 9 to 5. Okay, race number 9, mile and 3/8, marathon race. This was another one that, you know, I was just like, you got to be kidding me here. We got the one showing, you know, coming from Europe or, yeah, France, and I can't get any running lines from him. I can't get any splits, just the final times. I mean, we're looking at a 3:01 and 2 in mile and 3/4. I mean, I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, was he jumping over hurdles? I mean, what's going on here? I don't know what, but yet they have this horse at 5 to 2, or is it because it's Clement and Rosario, or is it because the 1A? I mean, the 1A does have one running line. I was able to pull his running line, but at the same time, for an ability rating, I had to repeat the 66 because I can't pull an ability rating off of these times. 2:12, I wouldn't know what to use as a standard. And if you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying the standard, you know, I used the 108 off the 6 furlong, and then the final, or the finish off the lengths to see where, you know, gained and lost and everything. So I had to just do the best I can, get the final fraction. But then at the same time, you know, we've got horses that are coming off a 1.25 for a target rating. And if they were all coming off a 1.25, that'd be fine. I would use that 6 furlong time, 114. That would, off the 108, that'd be a 30. Minus another 3. 33 from 100 is a 67. But then you get down here further, now we're dealing with a 1/16. And then a 1.3/8, that's pretty much it. But so I had to make adjustments on these 1/16 races because they're going to be a little bit faster. So I had to take some time off. So I took 3 seconds off. So this was a 111, which is 3 ticks. That's a 15 plus a 20. That would be an 80 normally. I took the 3 points off and gave it a 77 for a target rating. But let's see where we came out with here on this grid. We have 5 horses shown in the 80s. 82.4, 82.2, 81.2, and then we have 2 horses here. Now this is a situation where I may want to go over here and say, let's see if this 5 horse overshadows the 7 horse in any respect over here. So if we take a look at, and notice these numbers are so low because a lot of them were taken off of marathon races where the 6 furlong time is a lot slower. So we go 67, 69, 69. That's my target horse, the 5. Sure enough, the 5 is the one we were talking about. So got to make sure we give this horse a little bit of credence here. 86 on the ability. Once again, final fraction on the 5. Second, and the target Briz. So if you look over here, the 5's standing out. And then we got a 94.5, 97 on the 10. And then we have 3 I'm going to identify here in this category. Actually, yeah, that's enough. Alright, so again, I mean, do I favor the 5 over the 7? I probably should. I'm not doing any selections or rankings right now other than what we have here, just to see where it goes, because there could be scratched horses tomorrow. Hopefully it's supposed to be dry. Alright, race number 10, finally. Race 10. And believe it or not, I mean, I was flying through this card until I hit those couple races where I said all those intangibles, and usually I pass on races like that. So once I've done enough of these videos on this, the TC rating, you're going to see me posting up cards of 6 races out of 10 rather than all 10, and you'll know why I passed them. So let's take a look at race 10. Race 10 was a maiden claiming 40,000. I did eliminate some horses here, and the grid points to the 3, the 9, the 11, and the 8. 3, 8, 9, and 11. And this is a race where, you know, there's 12 horses right now, barring any scratches. And at a few of the races I didn't mention, I think I even included a couple also eligibles in my grid. Might have been one here. The 11 might have been also eligible. I can't remember. Oh yeah, here I think the 11 and 12 were also eligibles. Just in case they don't scratch and they get in, I have the data for them. But race 10, 3, 8, 9, and 11. Let's take a look at them. The 3, 7 to 2. 8, 9 to 2. 9, 10 to 1. And the 11, 4 to 1. So, that's it. I mean, we'll see. I'll see how many of these races that I'm going to sit out and, you know, spectate, and how many I feel like diving into. And I will share tomorrow if I dive into any. And I'll do a recap tomorrow as well. Whether I play, you know, 1 or 2 races and that's it, or if I play them all. I'll do a recap at least to see how these ratings held up at Saratoga. Alright, thanks for viewing. Talk to you soon.